Hey everyone, welcome to Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors. Today we're going to do a little gluing, but this video is going to be different. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you the difference in types of bluing. We have the Brownell's Oxbow blue. We have some of the Birchwood Casey Super Blue and some of the Birchwood Casey Perma Blue. I'm going to show you the differences in three of these. What we're going to be using is this old shotgun barrel from a project of mine. And also the differences in what type of prep work you do pertains to the type of bluing that you're going to get from that prep work. So what I'm going to do with this barrel is I'm going to take it over to the sandblaster and I'm going to sandblast two sections of it. One we'll just leave basically out of the sandblaster. Of course, we'll get it really good and clean. The second sandblasted surface, we're going to polish it up real nice. Then our third surface, we're just going to use the acid the Birchwood Casey Blue and Rust Remover on it and polish it up a little bit. Then we'll take each of our blues, put some on there, and do basically 9 different sections and see what the differences are pertaining to what we're doing and how we condition the metal. Alright, I'm going to run over there and hit this with the sandblaster right quick and then we'll get right on it. We got our sandblasting done, as you can see. Went all the way up to here. Turned out pretty good. Now what we're going to do for this other section here, we're going to use our Blue and Rust Remover. And a lot of people don't have a sandblaster or such as that, so Birchwood Casey provides this in some of their kits, and it works. Don't get this stuff on your hands, guys. And use this in a very well ventilated area. Stuff is toxic and it stinks. Let's go ahead and get us some on there. Get a good coating of it on there. You can see how it's taking it off with discoloration there. Keep on rubbing. There we go, got a good coat of that on there. Throw that away. We'll let that sit there a few minutes and we'll take a piece of this 4/0 steel wool. We should get a lot of that bluing off of there. And as you can see right now, so it's coming off compared to the rest of the gun that we didn't touch. Yeah, so this stuff does work really well. Go ahead and grab a little piece of steel wool here. Yeah, not doing too bad. Get us a little more on there. So you may have to do this several times to get it really, really clean. Alright, I've done 2 coats of that and got it pretty clean. Now to neutralize this acid, just use basic water. And when I do, I want to use this steel wool to buff it out. I've got a thing of water right down here. Let me hit that right quick. Now this acid been neutralized in the water. Get all our excess off. As you can see, didn't turn out bad at all. Got it very clean. Alright, now for this section right here that we've already sandblasted, we want to polish that up some and try to get just a really nice finish on it, as well as do a little bit more where we use the acid to do our cleaning. Now to do that, there's several things we can use. Take a piece of sandpaper. I don't have any real light grit right now. You could take you like some 1000 and buff that up if you wanted to. Say steel wool. Believe it or not, this 4/0 steel wool will do a lot more than what you think as far as buffing goes. Put you in a little time and do that. But what I'm going to do for the sake of time, run over here to my little grinder and take the wire wheel and hit this. Then I'll take the 4/0 to it. Alright, took the wire wheel to it. This is where we had sandblasted. This is where we'd use the acid. Now let's just grab our 4/0 and just give that a little bit of a go on both of them. Like I say, on this surface right here, I don't want to do nothing except I am going to clean it. But that way I can show y'all just on a basic sandblasted surface the difference in the finishes that you're going to get. Alright, that right there looks pretty nice. What I'm going to do is just hit all this with some brake clean. You can use the like this Birchwood Casey cleaner degreaser. The stuff works great. Alright, pretty much anything that's not going to leave a residue when you're through with it. And for me, brake parts cleaner does that job very well. So let me go ahead and hose all this off right quick. Alright, I hit her with the brake clean. Use a rag to get that excess off of there. There's what we have. Just sandblasted, sandblast, wire wheel, and the 4/0 steel wool. This we use the acid, wire wheel, and the 4/0 steel wool. So 3 different types of preparation there, which is going to give us 3 different types of finishes. Alright. First we're going to do is grab some of our regular Perma blue. This stuff we seem to use a lot. This gives that basic black finish that we seem to like and works out really well. Grab one of our pads here. Alright, let's go to this end first and get us some on there. We're going to go to the start of this one. And then to the start of this one. Just to look there for a minute to tell the difference. And for the sake of time, we're only going to do like one basic coat on here. we go. Alright, and with the Perma blue as the super blue, you're supposed to put it on, depending on the weather, humidity, what have you. It's supposed to sit a little bit and do its thing. And basically you'll be able to tell by watching it, and you'll see it dry. And as you noticed, I didn't heat up anything. A lot of times when I'm bluing, I'll take the heat gun and hit it. But with this test here, I just wanted to do just basic cold bluing. No heat, no extras, no nothing. That way you can definitely see the differences that it's going to get. Well, let me give me a little water on this rag and wipe them off, and then we'll take a look at them. And as you can see, on the part that was sandblasted, it's turned out a basic flat black, which actually doesn't look that bad at all. Now up here, where we've done the sandblasting and polished it up some, we have a black with a hint of a blue to it. Now up here, where we used the acid and then polished it up some, we have more of a blue tint with a little bit of purple mixed in. It looks pretty cool. I hope the camera's catching that really well. That's the whole idea of this video, for y'all to see the differences. Alright, like I say, that was the Perma blue. Set that to the side. Now we're going to try the Virtual Casey Super Blue. See what kind of difference we'll get out of it. The Super Blue, same way as the Perma Blue. You let it sit for a little bit and do its thing. And take water and rinse it off. Alright, let's get a good coat on there. Sure it's tight. Alright, let's go ahead and rinse these off. Them are rinsed and dried. Well, it appears that the Super Blue on just the sandblasted surface has a little bit of a better blackening to it. It's a little darker than the Perma Blue. Now, on the sandblasted and polished surface, it's actually a little splotchy looking compared to the Perma Blue. Now, the Perma Blue's got just a smoother look to it. The Super Blue, you'd really have to get in there and get some 4/0 steel wool and buff that in between or during to get that to blend a little nicer. Now back here on the acid etched area and cleaned, Perma Blue done better. The Super Blue just looks a little streaky, but it does have a nice blue purplish tint to it. You just have to do a lot more to get it a better coverage on it, that's for sure. Alright, now our odd one out of the bunch, we have a Brownells Oxbow Blue. Give this stuff a try. I do use this every once in a while for some particular things that I do. And everything's got a purpose, you know. Good coverage there. Make sure we got a good coat on there. Alright, that's the same as the other two. Basically one good coat wiped on there twice. We'll go ahead and put these up while they'll let that sit there and do its thing. Alright, let me go ahead and rinse that off. Alright. The Oxford blue done pretty good up here on just the sandblasted section. Nice good black finish. Looks about the same as the super black. Come down here on the sandblasted and polished surface. The Oxford blue is a bit streaky. Yeah, and a bit blotchy, but it does have some pretty blue and purple in it. It would take a lot to get that covered to get a nice desired overall finish, but it would be pretty. Excuse me. And then down here, where we done the acid and the polishing up, we've done a real good coverage on that. I mean, it's a shade streaky, but not as blotchy. Got a different angle on this. Hopefully y'all can see it really well. So, as you can see, there is some differences, that's for sure. So, on your next bluing project, you need to decide what bluing you're going to use, pertaining to what kind of finish that you want. I mean, if I was doing a hunting rifle, utility type firearm, so I'd probably use the Oxbow blue or the super blue. They seem to do really nice on that. I mean, even though the other, we got that more of a charcoal type finish look to it, which is pretty cool too. So there's just some good choices. Then as far as sandblasting and then polishing it up some, you know, all three of these turned out okay, but I think the super blue, it would take a lot to get a nice uniform finish. The Oxbow blue, same thing. But the Perma blue seemed to do the best coverage and finish on that type of surface prep. So that works out really well. And where we just took the acid and done our cleaning with it, then we used the wire brush and the 4/0 steel wool. All three of them look pretty good. But there again, the Oxbow blue is really light looking. It would take a lot to get a good coverage. The super blue, that's just a little streaky. You'd really have to work to get a good coverage. And with both of these, using the 4/0 steel wool to try to get them all blended together well. But the Perma blue seemed to do the best on that. Just a really nice overall coverage on it. Well guys, there you go. 3 different types of bluing. 3 different types of prep work on the material. So that gives you a good general idea when you go into bluing your firearm, what you want to get out of it. This is a good comparison and will let you plan accordingly as to your job or your goals. Everyone, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned something about bluing and the prep work and what you're going to get out of what you put into it. If y'all would please leave me some comments, any suggestions, any questions. Happy to get to them and sure do appreciate it. Please hit us up on our Patreon page, and if you would please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank y'all very much and have a fantastic day.